Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Chemistry is Fun. In my previous vlogs, I had discussed about cathode rays and their properties as well as anode rays and their properties. Today we will discuss J.J. Thomson model of atom. J.J. Thomson described that atom is a spherical structure. It is spherical, and he said that all over the sphere there is even distribution of positive charge. Totally in this there is positive charge throughout. It is full positively charged sphere. In this he said that electrons are embedded. These dashes I am drawing here, these are the electrons. As per J.J. Thomson model, the sphere is totally uniformly positively charged, and inside that the negative ions, that is the electrons, not ions, the electrons inside the sphere, the electrons, not ions, electrons are embedded. It is also known as plum pudding model or watermelon model, because in watermelon we see that the black colored seeds are embedded in the red pulp. Similarly here the electrons, I am repeating again, electrons are embedded in the positive sphere. And overall we see that in this basis only the neutral characteristic of the atom can be ascertained, because here total positive charge and total negative charge, they are balancing each other. Total positive and total negative, they are equal. So this leads to the neutral characteristic of the atom. So here what he said is that mass is all over atom and also atom is neutral. But on the basis of this, he could not explain the results of some experiments which were later conducted. This is because afterwards when we consider Rutherford's alpha scattering experiment, we will find that actually most of the part of the atom is empty space. So now we will have a look at the Rutherford nuclear model. Rutherford did alpha particle scattering experiment. We will discuss about it a little. See, there will be a source of alpha particles. It can be a radioactive element. From the source, the alpha particles pass through a lead plate and they will be striking a gold foil. Very thin gold foil was taken and the alpha particles strike the gold foil. Now Rutherford wanted to see that after striking the gold foil, actually how the alpha particles are behaving, that is whether they are crossing the gold foil and then they are passing to the other side or they are deflected back. To study that, he adjusted a zinc sulfide screen, so that what will happen when the alpha particles are striking the screen, they will produce a bright spot. So depending, like say these are the spots, depending on the spots he could explain the position where the alpha particles were striking the photographic plate. And he found that most of the alpha particles crossed straight, means there was no deflection. Most of the alpha particles were not deflected. Most of the alpha particles passed straight. These are the observations that Rutherford could make from this alpha particle scattering experiment. Most of the alpha particles were not deflected. Very few were deflected by small angles. And nearly 1 in 20,000 alpha particles were bounced back. Now if we look into detail of these things, if we see the diagram, you see these straight lines. The straight lines indicate those alpha particles which passed straight without getting deflected. This alpha particle I have shown here with the backside arrow, it was deflected back totally, means there was 180-degree deflection. And this alpha particle was little deflection. Here we find little bit deflection. So from here what we can conclude? If the alpha particle is passing straight, Now see children, you can imagine a classroom. In the classroom, many students are playing. When the classroom is empty, means in the classroom benches are also less in number, other students are also less in number. It is very easy for you to cross from one end of the classroom to the other end in a straight path. Same thing happened here. For all the alpha particles which traversed in a straight line, they were very much high in number. It means that inside the atom there is much of empty space. Most of the part of the atom must be empty. That's why the alpha particles are passing straight. They are not facing any sort of resistance. There is no attraction or repulsion going on. Why I am speaking of attraction repulsion? Because see, there are charged particles inside the atom. The nucleus is positively charged because it has protons and neutrons. Proton is positive. Electrons are negatively charged. Alpha particle is positively charged. So every sort of reaction is possible. Reaction in the sense interaction, attractive, repulsive, everything is possible. But here most of the alpha particles were able to cross in a straight path. It can lead to the conclusion that inside atom much of empty space is available. And those alpha particles which were passing very close to the nucleus, they got deflected back. So from here we got this one. Very few were deflected. And as I just told you, only 1 in 20,000 bounced back. That is 180-degree deflection. They were very, very less in number. So from here we can also conclude that there is definitely positive charge in the center of the atom and it occupies a very, very small volume. That is, volume of the nucleus is very, very small. Most of the space is empty inside the atom. From all these observations we can come to the atomic model. So we can state that there is nucleus at the center. The electrons are moving in circular orbits around the nucleus. And definitely there is presence of electrostatic force of attraction. This atomic model was given by Rutherford. So we can imagine like this, if this is the atom, in the central part this is the nucleus. And in the orbits around it, which are known as, now they are referred as energy levels or shells, the electrons are revolving. Now this one I have shown only one electron, so we can take it as example of hydrogen atom. For other elements, as we will see in our successive vlogs, the number of protons and neutrons as well as number of electrons go on increasing as we move from one element to the other. So this is basically, we can say, a description of the hydrogen atom. So these are the postulates which were given by Rutherford. I hope whatever I explained today was many students were able to understand this. I will be preparing another vlogs on new topics. So please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so as to stay updated with the latest content. Thank you all.